Hi, my name is Peyton Feldman. Today I will be discussing how employee work-life balance impacts organizations. Defining work-life balance. Work-life balance is a state where a person's work and personal responsibilities can coexist whilst being effectively managed and controlled. Some organizations mistakenly look at employee work-life balance as a personal issue, failing to acknowledge its role in organizations. Work-life balance is a strategic driver of several key performance metrics. Why work-life balance of employees is important for organizations. It's important to remember employees are human with lives, responsibilities, and families outside of work. When work-life balance is thrown out of line, employees feel like their whole lives are beyond their control. People need enough recovery time to maintain and sustain both their professional and personal well-being. When organizations frame work-life balance as a personal skill, they dodge accountability for systemic problems such as understaffing, unrealistic deadlines, always-on culture, and managers who reward overwork. If work-life balance is ignored among workers, the effects can be disastrous for an organization. What happens when work-life balance is ignored? Primarily, when employees feel overworked, burnout sets in, exhaustion takes place. This causes issues that proliferate through an entire organization, including productivity loss, lower performance, higher turnover, absenteeism, leadership issues due to loss of credibility, damaged reputation, poor engagement and morale, weaker creativity and innovation, and financial costs related to productivity loss, mistakes, turnover, and recruiting new employees. Critical drivers of work-life balance include offering workplace flexibility. Companies should look into providing flexible hours when it is possible, scheduling their workers compressed work weeks. Equally as important is ensuring employees have appropriate downtime in between their shifts. To further support this balance, companies should provide remote or hybrid work opportunities whenever it is suitable for the job role. Of course, paid time off policies are essential. Beyond just offering time off, management should actively encourage or even require employees to take their PTO to help them truly recharge. Ultimately, supportive management that leads by example makes the biggest difference. Simple changes like committing to not email your staff during their weekends off can establish a much healthier company culture. What happens when work-life balance is put at the forefront? When work-life balance is prioritized, burnout and exhaustion no longer pose a threat to an organization. Instead, companies reap the benefits of higher productivity, higher performance, lower turnover, lower absenteeism, stronger leadership, improved reputation, increased engagement and morale, increased creativity and innovation, and decreased financial costs related to productivity loss, mistakes, turnover, and recruiting new employees. Work-life balance is the new #1 factor among job applicants. Based on a Work Monitor report in 2025 from Randstad, 83% of people listed work-life balance as the most important consideration when choosing a job, slightly above job security and pay. Gen Z, more than any other generation, has ranked it as the most important job aspect. So as the new generation enters the workforce, companies will have to appeal to their wants. This change of perceived importance will lead to a shift of how companies compete for top talent, where flexibility becomes just as valuable as a paycheck. If you take anything away from this presentation today, It is that work-life balance is a win-win situation. For employees, it means better mental health, well-being, and less burnout. For organizations, it means higher productivity, lower costs, and a stronger workplace culture. Arguably, an organization's greatest asset is a healthy, engaged workforce.